share a comment if you know a LED bar that is truly has more than 22,900 extra lumens.
If you have a better LED bar, just let us know which one and we will compare.
Give us something that we can fight against. Hello Whiz Kids, welcome back to Strands Lighting Division's YouTube channel. Great to have you here, and today I have Thomas with me. We are following up what today, Thomas?
We're going to test our Strands Outlaw, Siberia Outlaw, against Optibeam Rage.
For you guys that follow our channel, you know that we did a test live outside, and then you guys told us, please compare it with the Optibeam Rage. And yes, who would we be if we didn't do what you like to do? And we started up first here in our dark room, just to get us everything set up.
Yeah, so we can test and see all the figures. And then we will check it tonight, outside.
When it comes to lights, everything is about the real experience outside on the road, actually. The test in the test facility is just confirming the figures, so we know where we start this game. But outside you will see, most likely I have to say, because we know that the Rage is super powerful, and we know that Siberia Outlaw is the best. But we know they are really strong contenders both. I'm not sure that they will see that we will be able to capture the differences.
Maybe it's not so big difference.
No,
maybe, but their figures are really good.
Yeah.
Really good figures on the Rage.
Yes.
But
so it's hard to do that because it's on 1,000 meters. You have hard to really determine exactly what you see.
Yeah.
And both these LED bars are going over 1,000 meters with 1 lux. That itself is pure gold for those of you that likes the long distance beam, as we call it. We don't call it spot really, because the long distance beam are wide. You will see that tonight as well. And if you have forget how the Outlaw is performing, go into our YouTube channel, or click here to find that clip where we are testing the Outlaw, and then you will see what we mean with long distance beam pattern. It is actually covering full of the road and more, plus going far away. To be honest, can you see 1,400 meters with your bare eye? You can't. Your night drive safetiness is also on a new level, I would say, with the long distance driving light. What do you say, Thomas?
yeah, you will see still reflective eyes from wild animals and stuff. You will still see on over 1 kilometer.
Yeah. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe our YouTube channel. I'll soon be back to you. Ooh, finally, real life. We are here, we're gonna do the light test, Outlaw against the Rage. It's very cold, it's typical Sweden, and we are now trying to fight the rain, so we have to go on directly here to the test. To give you an idea of how we do the test, we have a big portable power bank. We have the Outlaw. We have
Here it's Outlaw.
the Outlaw.
Here is the Rage.
And the Rage. But also as a little extra bonus for you, we also bought the UDX, which we love, which has enormous amount of lumen and super wide beam, so you can understand the difference in the two Outlaws. We have an inverter, and we have hooked up that with the relay, so it's easier and more nicer to control that. Fire away. Oi, this is good.
The long beam.
Long beam, very long, slightly narrow, but it has a nice like close vehicle light as well.
Yeah, I would say it's also very cold, very high Kelvin on this one.
1,000 Kelvin.
Almost
7,000. So this is about 400 meters down to the house, and we have over here it's about 500 meters. So it's very nice, very strong. So it will be very good on the road. I will take it a little bit higher. You see on the tracks here, that's 500 meters away. So it's good light. So judge yourself. So this is the Rage, clear light. You see the cars, we're lighting them up. They get angry with us.
Yeah,
and here you have the forest going up here. What do you think, Thomas?
Yeah, I think it's a good light, but it's a cold light. The Kelvin is cold, so some like that, some don't.
So we'll try to show you the difference here when we go with the Outlaw. So here there's also 6,000 Kelvin in this, and you see here, I would say we have the same type of close vehicle light as on the Rage. And then you see the long beam. It's the same thing, you see it over there, go down here.
I would say maybe you have a little more narrow beam.
Yeah, slightly more narrow beam. Here on the Outlaw, you see we have a longer, I would say longer spot beam, so this have more distance. And we will show you can follow that from our test in the lab, but I think we have some longer distance into this. And now we're going to show you the UDX. So here you can see how much wider this is.
Should we try and change mode?
Yeah, we can change the mode.
So wait for 5 seconds and turn it on for 2 seconds, then we blink 3 times and hopefully we'll change.
So here is the embark mode. You have about 1 lux at 250 meters, but very wide. It's a nice soft beam. And then we will now show you the difference between the UDX Ultimate Driving Experience mode. And this setup you can use, for example, on a rainy day. So you can use the lower power when you have rain or fog, and you can use the extreme mode more when you need to see long. So you see here, this big difference. So here you see how much wider it is. It's super wide. But as you see, you don't have the same push in the center.
You compromise with the length.
We are on this dirt field, as you see here, so it's a bit of a challenge to get away a bit to be able to show you on the luxometer. So this is a luxometer. We're going to show that to give you a more scientific view of this. You guys that saw the test before, you remember the reflex. We are approaching that. Okay, so now we're about 100 meters away. We turn on the luxometer. As you see now, we have just some lux coming in here. It's from the light, as you see. Yes. So we will go with dark here. So we'll see what the guys are. It's good. You can go. We have top record is 652. We had 684. 690. We had 692. So we had 692 lux. Now it's up for next. We will see now. They're not super fast. Wow. So here we have 6. You have to see, they have to tune it in a bit. We had 624, 653. So here we have just above 500, 534, 649 we had, 649. So we had 649 lux here. So the Outlaw is stronger. The Outlaw is actually slightly stronger. Of course, this is not 100% proof. That's why we have also added a lab test underneath. You can follow that. So now we have the UDX coming here, the Outlaw UDX with a wider beam. Here we should see a good result, but I think not as strong result as we had on those more with a more narrow beam, like the Outlaw or the UDX, the Outlaw or the Rage. But now it's the UDX turn. Okay, here you see the big difference between this super spotty, not spotty beam, but the super concentrated beam, because here we are up at like 135 is the top here. So 135, but it's much wider beam. So we have 135 as a top note here on about 100 meters, but the UDX, so we're up at 150 here with the UDX, but the Outlaw has 690 and the Rage has 650 as a top. So it's a big difference, but that's the center of the beam that is very strong. But the Outlaw UDX is much wider, have a wider beam and goes 500 meters. Meanwhile, the Rage and the Outlaw is going over 1000 meters, both of the ramps. Okay, I'm back from the mud. The result was that the Outlaw had, it's about 100 meters. We had 609, just about 690 lux at that point. And the Rage has 650 as a top note. But the big interest to see also as well is against the UDX, which has a top note on 150 lux on the same distance, but much wider beam. So there you see the difference between a more of a long distance beam pattern compared to a more super wide UDX beam pattern. The UDX is E approved, goes up to 500 meters. You can use it in all of Europe because you have the E-Boast mode on 25 reference, but still you are in the 500 meters that you can be with the ECE R112. But the Outlaw and Rage, both is over 1000 meters. So conclusion-wise, we can see here, we will post down some of our test data. The Outlaw is consuming about 260 watt, and the Rage from Optibeam is consuming 400 watt. So it's what you like. But for us, we like the lower watt and high performance. That's what we do at Strands. The bars are great both. If you like what we do, and this was made by your demand, normally we have not done such a test before. We just test our lamps, but if you like this, give us more comments and we will do more of your demands in the future. Take care, follow us, subscribe, and see you soon again.